Oops, that's not right. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome to the first episode.
That's not right. Sorry about that, everybody.
That's all right. This is episode 1. There's going to be things like that. It looks like that's already been handled. Welcome to the first episode of the Counterpoint podcast. This is going to be a little bit different than the Illuminati podcast. Different formatting and different stars on this one. I would like to introduce you, I think you're probably familiar with both their channels, to MCoC Encyclopedia and Matty MCoC Encyclopedia. And Matty, if you don't mind, introduce yourselves to everybody. Say hello.
Greetings and welcome back to Vega's Thing.
Hello, I'm Matty. You probably know me from being unreasonably angry at Gentle and the Maker, but if you don't, then hi.
This was not intended to be a big advertisement for our creator code, although we are going to talk about that today. If you could do me a massive favor, especially because this is our first one with these two stars here, let me know how the volume is. In particular, me relative to them, I want to make sure I am significantly louder than the two of them. Just a bit of some British background noise, I think, would be really comforting to everybody to have. I'm going to quickly say hello to everyone. I'm going to give you a bit of the format for today. We will be talking about Prestige Top 30. Like, that's obviously a big deal, and without getting too far into it, my heart obviously goes out to everyone. It's tough to, when you log in, you'd be like, something I've been working on building all of a sudden dropped by 5,000 points. Literally, if I checked the stock market and it dropped by 5,000 points, I'd be very, very upset. So I can see how that would work out. We're going to talk about like the Samurai sale that's coming up on Thursday, and not so much Silver Samurai because he looks cool as hell, but just the idea of like just the selling of champions. How does that landing for the broader base community of the game? And then we're going to talk about like Matty kind of, I think, used this term on a recent video. It's something that myself, Encyclopedia, we're not even talking about a lot. The defender of like kind of like harder counter defenders, or like harder counters being required defenders versus attackers, and the term kind of like a gateway defenders. We want to kind of get into that, of course, too. And then I think, did I mention it? The Prestige Top 30. We're actually going to finish with that or go towards that to the end. And then we're going to take a live look at the newest EQ to see like, okay, we've done the prognosticating, we've done the guess, we've done the hand reading, we've gotten anxious, we've gotten worried, we've gotten concerned, we've gotten upset. What does this actually look like? And what does Kabam need to fix? Because I guarantee they're going to need to fix something. Let's go ahead and jump into this, though. I'm going to say hello to the chat. What's up, Jerry, Old Man, Easy, B, McG, Warrior, B, Mr. V. Matty's in the chat as well. Matty, you are everywhere, my friend. Asura, what is up? Thank you for being a crazy Canuck. So Fifi, I love that name. That is that is just like a joy to say. So Fifi, I love that. It might be Fi-Fi. I'm going with Fifi.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh, it is. Is it Fifi or Fi-Fi?
Well, her name's Sophia, but I think the username is Sofifi.
So I think it's got to be Sofifi if the name. Here I am telling someone how those of you are going to be a little young. You're like, wow, how old are you? I think I just mansplained the lady's nickname to herself. Did I do that properly?
I guess it's Sofifi. I have no idea. I haven't asked her about it.
She's right there.
Fifi.
All right. Crazy Chaotic. Adam Sexton. I would just be reading names the whole time. That's not why people have tuned in. I do want to bring this up. I'm sure you're familiar, and I'm not going to be here to promo my code, although I would love it if you use it, and if not mine, MCoC Encyclopedias. But here it is, the creator codes. I did a stream yesterday, a few hours after it went live, answering a lot of the questions on it, because it is new. Just like anything new, there's going to be questions. How does this work? And I am now going to shut up, and I would like to hear the thoughts from MCoC Encyclopedia, and then, of course, Matty as well, and then you all in the chat. Let us go. Let's get into this.
Yeah, so creator codes.
Go on.
I mean, I'm gonna state the blindingly obvious, which is I benefit from them, so I have no problems with them at the moment. I know that there were a few technical details that Kabam had to work out to begin with, but so far the launch seems to be going pretty smooth. I think it's a really good way for people to basically not change what they're doing at all, you know, give a little bit of support to their favorite creators, and a nice way for Kabam to sort of, I don't know, reward the effectively free marketing that a lot of creators provide. I know there was a little bit of controversy about which creators got them, and I know this is sort of only a trial period and so on, but so far, so good from my point of view.
Well, I don't have creator code, so you two have creator codes. The first thing I think of is positive. So the first thing I think of is, as you said, this is essentially free advertising. You two don't work for Kabam, but every month you put out a couple videos on whoever comes out, and they indirectly benefit from that, from your advertising. And this is a nice way of just saying, all right, we're going to earn some money, but you help us do that because, we have this Silver Samurai event coming out. You lot are going to help advertise that, and they'd like you to benefit. So that's great. The cynic in me, the ever-present free-to-play player shouts that they're about to put on a massive sale. And it's a really, really good way of saying, well, you're not paying Kabam, you're paying Vega, or you're paying Encyclopedia. And it's nothing more than that sort of ploy. But that's the cynic in me, and overall, it just looks like a really nice way of saying thank you. So.
Yeah, those both sound pretty rational. I think it's always important that we are a little bit cynical especially with our own money, right? Like anytime someone's like, and this will change absolutely nothing for you. The vast majority of time in my life, I found out that is absolutely not accurate. One of the reasons I'm very comfortable with this is what I can tell, like literally all of it, for the player, for the summoner. Because like that, and the two guys here, I think will agree with me, is like, that's the relationship that matters, is me with the viewers. Nothing will change. If we find that something does change for the summoners, for the viewers, and the people who are already planning to spend, then that's going to change things, and we'll address that when it happens. But as of right now, this truly looks like this does not change that, for the negative anyway, anything for it. No dollars, no pounds different, no anything like that. And it's a way to support your... I'm sure you'll have lots of favorite content creators. I have lots of favorite content creators, so I'm sure you're similar and support a variety of them.
If we look way back in time, and I'm talking like gifting event back in time, is Matty getting blinded by the sun?
Yes, England has decided that it's summer again. It was sunny, and then it started raining, and now it's sunny again, and now I'm going to turn the lights off.
So the only way you could get champions that weren't from a crystal was Kang and Thanos, way, way back. Then, more recently, we had the sort of, the tracks where, if you logged in every day for 90 days, I think you had to buy 3 sets of the track, then you'd eventually get your champion, whichever one was on the track. And then more recently, that's become, which is just like, hey, do you have $1,000 and would you like a champion? Here you go. And I think that evolution, I'm not quite sure where it's going to go next. And I think the difference between them as well is that way, way, way back, Kang and Thanos, I think we can universally agree, are trash champions. Kang, if you are named Jason Jabari and happen to bring the Apocalypse synergy, is quite good. But outside that very niche situation, they are pretty rubbish. Now, Kang sort of got his redemption, I guess if you want to call it, because he's the 7.3, 7.4 boss, so that's quite cool. Thanos obviously got his redemption in Deathless Thanos, who is arguably top cosmic, top champion, somewhere up there. But they were awful champions. And then a few more trophy champions have come out. Then we hit the track champions, which were very much middle of the road. I can't remember exactly who they were, but none of them were meta breaking. And then in the last year, it's been like, hey, Dark Phoenix, do you want to inflict pain and suffering upon your entire Battlegrounds community? Here you go.
It's like to sentence your opponent to death very painfully.
Quite. I mean, on a semi-serious level, which is something I do struggle with, but if I see a rank 4 Sig 200 Dark Phoenix in someone's Battlegrounds deck, they are getting banned unequivocally. Because I'm not dealing with that.
After a small heart attack.
After a small heart attack, because of the 27 other rank 4s they've got in that deck.
Exactly. So
I do think that the selling of champions has gone a little bit far. Like the idea of like, hey, you can spend $1,000 and 999 of that, which is, by the way, is a stupid amount of money to spend on one character in a video game, but welcome to the free-to-play gang. You can spend $1,000 and 999 of those dollars will get you fantastic rewards, they'll get you everything you want, everything, yada, yada, yada. And that final dollar basically buys you, I don't know, a 2-star of the most recent champion, or it gets you one of the adaptoids, or something that is not meta-breaking, just shows you're a whale, shows that you enjoyed yourself in part of this game, or a profile picture, or something, etc., etc. We now have 2 Vegas on screen, by the way. Yeah, I have no problem with that. But yeah, the ability, which is just like you want a champion here and now, go for it, I think is a little bit, it's a bit too much for poor little me. The fact they're so meta-dominant, I think, is the problem, more than their price point. Right, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, they certainly... We went from trophy characters, which were nothing more than trophy characters. I could be wrong. I think the first one ever was Morbius, who had offensive potential. He was great against Rintra, but fundamentally none of these guys were going to break the game. And in 2025, I couldn't tell you where it's going next, but I can tell you where it's not going, which is backwards. So if you set a precedent with Kabam, they'll take it. They'll do it again. That's the one thing I've learned, is if they do a thing and it works, you give an inch, they take a mile. So we've had, I think the best example I can come up with is we had the OG Vision bundle for the 6-star years ago, and it was really, really dumb. But it was $500. But then, to quote Seaton, people actually bought it, and then they did it again. And they did it with the 4 to 5 gem. And then I believe we did the same thing with the 7-star, although I could be wrong. But the point is, you set a precedent for something dumb, people buy it, and then there's no going back. So, whatever they're doing with the $1,000 champions, whatever that motivation is, it's going to be a recurring thing. I don't know how frequent, but I've had a couple people tell me, look, they're only being this obvious with the spending for champions because, well, for whatever reason. I think one of my comments said they were trying to dig themselves out of a loss. I think Netmarble might be experiencing a little bit of a dip. But I say, look, I'll believe that when they stop selling $1,000 champions, which they won't.
So I hear you guys both, and you guys took this an interesting way, and MCoC Encyclopedia is still with us. It's just Discord is like not wanting to play ball. Hello?
No, it's fine. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Drop out.
You're saying, and I'm going to get your logo back up on the screen. It's just Discord's making this unbearably difficult. So what I want to say, though, is you guys took this in an interesting direction, and TC is making a good point, is that one of the things that we often forget when this conversation comes up, like I forget too, is that Wolverine Weapon X and Jessica Jones were also sold. And I think we just forget about them. I'm not really sure why, considering he's one of my favorite characters to play in the whole game. But here's the thing is, and for those who don't know, both these guys are free to play, okay? And so I think it's very easy for them to share that experience, right? They're literally living it while playing this game. I, had a free to play account, and so I'm trying to, but that's not the same, right? I'm aware of that, and I'll admit that. And so I want to hear more of these. It's kind of part of the name of the Counterpoint here on this is, how is this different than if they're just in a crystal that people can spend however many units or dollars to open until they eventually get it? Like, how does this hit differently for you and for your communities in your experience, especially in light of this? I don't think it's just free. Go ahead.
I would narrow it down very simply to certainty.
Okay.
You know that after your $1,000, you get your champion. And usually, I believe I'm correct in saying that you also pick up things along the way. If you are opening crystals for someone, yes, you can open $1,000 of crystals until you get them, but there are a catalogue of YouTube videos of people opening 10s, 50, 100 of a given crystal and getting precisely nothing. And I think that's... Ooh, I'm massive. I think that also impacts things, which is the fact that you got absolutely nothing from your crystals. I mean, you might get some 4 stars, 5 stars, ISO and whatnot, but the sales give you other things as you go along. But there's also the inverse of that, which is, you've spent a couple of weeks in the arena, you've got your 300 units or whatever, you say, you know what, had a couple of cans, going to open a crystal, and you just spin out one, and every single new champion that came out, there was always one picture that was going around somewhere of someone said, I opened one, and there they were. So that accessibility, even on chance, I think still makes a difference, personally.
Two ways it hits different. That point about chance is brilliant, because like when Absorbing Man came out, I opened crystals for Absorbing Man, and I say opened crystals. I think I opened 3, and I got the 5-star. It wasn't the 6-star. I think there was a chance for the 6-star, but I got the 5-star, and that was enough to win me some Battlegrounds rounds when we didn't know what we were doing. But the two ways I'd separate it even further is, the first way is the numbers you need to spend have gone up. So 2025 versus 2024 versus 2023 versus any of the previous trophy champions, I have lost rounds in Battlegrounds when, for whatever reason, my senses left me and I left Dark Phoenix and Human Torch unbanned. And I lost because of Dark Phoenix on defense and Human Torch on offense. And after losing that, I just thought, okay, I'm gonna put the phone down now and go for a drive in my car that I bought for less. Right? That's the attitude. So it just feels it's so discouraging when you just look at your opponent and you're like, my word. My word, there is more money than, or something close to more money than I've ever earned in 2 characters in this Battlegrounds deck. But the second way is the route that these champions take to reach the wider players. So the track champions, so Morbius, Dazzler, they were in the track. That's great. Something like a Counterpoint, even Silver Samurai, who I am overwhelmingly positive about, by the way, as a champion. Even Silver Samurai will be in the Titan. They will be in the base pool. I will get myself a Silver Samurai one day, and he will go very high. Human Torch isn't doing that. Neither is Dark Phoenix. Neither. I will see what happens with Captain Britain. Will she do that after her double track? I'm not sure. Neither are any of the Eidols. So that's 8. Sorry, not 8. That's 7 immediately. That are not making their way through to the player base. So what's the difference between opening a crystal and maybe getting a champion? We have the Grandmaster's Grace. Guaranteed 7 stars are in the game. What's the difference between doing that and doing this? Well, I don't get Human Torch. It's a very obvious signal. You are not allowed to get this guy. You are not welcome in this area.
So, but here's the thing, and I totally get that, and I appreciate you both coming on here and sharing that experience, right? It is, look, like you face these decks and they're just massive, and in Battlegrounds and just in general, right? And I fully respect that, and it makes sense, and I think that's Kabam's job to make sure that disparity never gets too large. They need people playing the game. They have to. If it's just the whales, then the whales will basically eventually be like, why am I doing this, right? So, but here's the thing, and I think what often gets lost in a lot of discussions is that middle ground. And what I'm saying by this is, I don't like, and you guys are kind of hitting on this, that we don't know if the champions are coming to the base pool. I don't like that. I really don't. I think that's unfun. I think that's unfun for the broader community. Okay. I get it that it can help increase the sales. In fact, I think there's a Kabam employee on record for saying one of the reasons we don't tell you this is because then people won't buy them, right? And that's a whole other topic, and I don't want to get into that, but I understand that can increase the demand for them in the short term. But as a result of this, and me taking the stance and be like, this is how I'm going to play the game now, despite wailing on the sales, is I don't have Dark Phoenix. I don't have her at all. And I do have Human Torch because the chat convinced me like I should claim them, but I don't rank them up. And so now I go into Battlegrounds and I'm in Quantum, I'm in Mysterium. Right now I'm in Arcane, but that's because I haven't played. Almost always I'm banning at least one of those champions, if not both of them. So I have just lost 2 bans. So this, what I want to say, what I'm trying to ultimately illustrate here is, I think this is a thing, it's a negative that, yes, hits free to play hardest, but this is hitting everyone that's not dropping $1,000 on the massive sales. Is that making sense? Like, did I finally put?
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There is, I think. Go on, Matty.
Go on. Oh, all right. The sheer numbers you need to pump in 2025 are unparalleled to any previous year, and I'm tempted to say it's not even close. The amount you need to spend if you want to get everything is insane. And I will just say one more thing. We really didn't need a Kabam employee going on record to make that clear.
Yeah, I was very much like,
it was obvious.
I think you should back that one up and leave things to the community team. But again, that's for a different video and a different stream.
Okay.
I think the interesting thing is, like, I completely get, like, not everyone is the proper, like, meaty whale. But if you dial it back to what I believe the community referred to as the dolphins, which don't have $1,000, the sort of maybe I have $100 a few times a year sort of level of people, they have their own class of champion that's one down. At the moment, they're called the Eidols. I saw, Solvark early release. I saw Lumitrix early release, and I thought these are phenomenal champions. They are, in my opinion, a head above Isophene. Isophene is mediocre, but the other two are stunningly good champions. And then I thought, oh, cool, I can collect all the pieces of these. I can work nice and hard. You got to buy the last piece. Right, yeah. Instantly, I don't care. It's $30 or something, which for most people is the lower end of spending. But that's it.
Yeah.
And as you say again, I have no idea when I'm going to be able to get my hands on these pieces. Like the Deathless champions were the other way around, like, which is if you miss a piece, you can get it by money. Whereas these ones is like you need money to get that piece. And you worked all of 2024 to get your pieces. You grinded every event, bam, 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 bam. You can get your full set. You get your Thanos. You can get a guaranteed awakening on all of them as well. And then this year it's like, haha, money. We like that. So we'll have some, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go on.
I think the Idols are gonna. My prediction now, and I don't think this isn't like some hot take. I think the Idols are going to end up being considered a miss from the Kabam perspective. My sense is that they were intended to do, and I don't begrudge Kabam this, okay, was to make everyone kind of step up a bit in the spending ladder. So you're free to play becomes a minimal to spend. Minimal to spend becomes moderate to great, whatever. We can go on and forth. You guys obviously get what I'm saying. I think it was like a ladder mechanic. And my sense is, based as someone who puts out videos, covers champions things, is like it's fallen flat. In fact, I was talking with another content creator today about how I actually really like Solvark. I like Solvark a lot, and I would like to take them to rank 4. But much of my content now, or what I do, is like I've embraced. I'm a content creator. I still really enjoy the game. But I'm not to the point where I'm like, well, I'm going to rank Solvark because it's so much fun, and I'm going to show you this video because I'm a content creator, and I know that video, it has a cap, or it is going to perform a degree less, a percentage significantly worse on my channel, because I think people just don't have them, and I think on some level they just don't like it. I think it didn't feel like natural. I'm having fun. I want to enhance my fun. I think there's something where it didn't land right, and it's not landing right. Do you guys have thoughts on that? Or Matty, I know you were going to make another point.
Go on, Matty.
Yeah. I have some thoughts. It's interesting that it's fallen flat. That's interesting.
I think so. That's my guess. I don't have numbers proving that.
Well, no, actually, I'm willing to believe you, given the amount of times I see a Dark Phoenix in someone's deck versus the amount of times I see a big Lumitrix or Solvark. Given how much you spend for each of those champions, I see Dark Phoenix a lot more, disproportionately more, given the price differential. But you're absolutely right. The whole point of the Idols is to get people like me and Encyclopedia to spend a little bit. And 30, I said this in a recent video, but 30 average Joes are always going to outpunch someone very special who is in the chat right now, which is Usafa, who spends the GDP of a small country come Christmas. But if you get 100 people to buy an Idol, then actually that does just as well. But again, the cynic in me says if the Deathless Champions were released in 2025, we wouldn't be seeing 7-star Deathless Thanos. We would not be seeing free awakenings of all of these characters. And that's problematic, given there is so much else going on in 2025 that should be generating profit, and yet we need to take this new route with the idols.
I think something that personally I have seen, and again, I've told this to Kabam until I am blue in the face. Literally, the last time I did it was today. That what is and what is not is nothing compared to how it feels. And community spirit, everyone feeling it, is probably the most powerful thing Kabam can generate. So when it came to the Deathless Champions, the last piece of a Deathless Champion came at exactly the same time for everyone. So everyone got to experience it at the same time, and the Awakening came in the whatever of season we were in, boss, so everyone got it at the same time. The Idols, the Solvark shards, the Lumitrix shards, whatever they're called, Shatter Essence, I think, whatever. They come from lots of different places. Everyone's getting them at lots of different times. Some people have the champions, some people don't. Everyone's a little bit confused on exactly where all the pieces are because you need 12 or something rather than 5. So people are getting them in different orders. My personal opinion would be to say, make there 15 pieces or something, and you need 12 of them to get the champion, so that the free-to-play scrubs like myself can get them. You can buy, I don't know, say all 15 if you wanted. If you wanted them on day 1, you could buy all 15. If you wanted, or you could earn them throughout the month. Whatever, doesn't matter. But I think that the Deathless Champions were a chase that everyone could enjoy together because all of their pieces were very well telegraphed. Whereas the Idols, as I know I'm missing a piece, can't remember where it is, has it gone past, there are too many to remember.
Yeah, and the real shame of it is, as far as I'm concerned, is Solvark's really good and very cool. And so is Lumitrix. I know people have different feelings on, I can't think of the other one's name right now. I'm not trying to be... Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be humorous. But Lumitrix is excellent. Simula to the Shock of No One has done a phenomenal guide. And I love Lumitrix, and I see the power of Solvark. And unless they bring them to this base crystal, which maybe they're intending, there might be a Kabam employee who's watching this right now and being like, "We're bringing them. We've told you." It's just sorry, I need a Cat Murdoch graphic, or get Misty, get Cat on it, publicize it everywhere, not on the forums where things get totally lost. And that would be really great because these are very powerful champions. Everyone, I appreciate, because I know y'all are being really helpful with the sound. The sound's just been an issue on this one. I apologize. All the tech issues, sound issues, visual issues, that's on me. It's not a reflection on these two awesome guys right here. So I apologize for that. And when the stream is over, I will, of course, download this. I will unlist the stream, and then I will fix the sound issues before I upload it as a podcast. So thanks for doing that. And I apologize. It sounds like for some people I'm coming in really loud. And I think some of this might be different sound settings. I don't know. I just, I do want to take a moment, acknowledge it. I appreciate you trying to be helpful, and apologize for it. Let's go ahead and move off of this. Although that topic could be a multi-series, 5-part streams.
Matty has one more point.
Oh no, go for it, Matty. Do it, please.
I've got one more because I've been thinking an awful lot about game design and champion design, and I've drawn parallels between the Deathless and the Idols before.
Yeah.
But just to make a last comment on the structure of these two events and how they lead people down the path of maybe light spending, I would argue that, if we're running with the idea that the Idols didn't do as well as it could do, not based on anything other than, okay, this is what looks like is happening, I would say that there is a very obvious fix when it comes to Deathless versus Eidol and why Deathless did so much better. So what the Deathless event did was it said, okay, here are things that you can do if you are really good at the game. And in the end, you get this long-term reward. Because I remember them announcing the Deathless event and thinking, damn, 2025 to get this Thanos? That's some long-term thinking. And when we got there, it was like, yes, I had my champion. One of my first ever videos was on Deathless Thanos as a player who wanted to start a YouTube channel because I had so much fun with this character. I'm like, I want to do stuff with this guy. And I'm a free-to-play player. I'm dead set on it. But if I'm not a free-to-play player, or if I'm a free-to-play player who's maybe more inclined to experiment, that sort of satisfaction, like Encyclopedia said, you can do whatever you want. It's nothing compared to how people are feeling. If people are feeling great, then you know what? They're more likely to willingly engage in something else. They're more likely to willingly engage in something like a low-spending event. The idle chase isn't, here's a reward, come get it, and then you fall into spending. It's, they hold the carrot up here and like, come and get it, come and get it, come and get it, and you need to spend to do it, and everyone's like, well, why? I one piece away, and you're not telling me when it's coming to the base pool, which they're never going to do. But it's just a slight difference between giving people an incentive and allowing them to choose for themselves whether they want to spend. People are a lot more likely to do that if they're not being told, because people are stubborn. But there we go.
They are stubborn, and I think that's a great segue. I want to say something, and I appreciate the chat doing this, being like, well, I think the community team's been communicating. I want to be really clear, and if you're a consistent viewer of mine, you know that I love the current community guys, and I've even said I am biased towards them. I am aware of that, and I will admit that. I think they have improved so many things that you all see and experience, and so many things you all do not see and experience. And I agree that communication is significantly better. I also think as a Kabam whole, they are trying a lot. I think we're seeing that, right? Like, it's easy to point at the terrible stuff and make fun of it, like the Fantastic Force browser game and stuff like that. There's also a lot of stuff that's landed well, and I saw the reaction there.
Best event they've ever done.
Yeah, I have never.
Absolutely nothing I want more than to put my phone down and walk away.
So, can I interest you guys in going back to the cartridge games I was talking about earlier? Anyways, this is a really cool point here, and I am reading the chat, guys. I am reading it. It's just we're trying to do this a little bit more podcast style. I received some really good feedback on podcast for stream, and I appreciate that. Is Mr. V said something here that really stood out to me, and I want to get your guys' take on this. What if the Eidol essences either turned into the new one? So, in essence, yeah, I see your eyebrow. I see the raised eyebrow there. Is and have fun with it. Don't feel like you have to answer exactly Mr. V's idea, because I think what Mr. V's doing is opening up a thought concept here on how a free-to-play or a low spend, right? Like, let's say you spend $5 a month on this game. That's $5, dude. I respect $5. I respect 50 cents. Like, I don't care. Like, that's a lot, and it's money, and someone earned it. And so you're not spending it probably on what it takes to get these. But what if you were able to accumulate them over the course of the year via just playing the game and not having to be Barrow Man in Battlegrounds, and then you could pick an idol at the end? Would that change your thoughts on it? And do you think that would change communities' basically hype on what are very powerful champions?
In a word,
Yes.
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 Yeah, absolutely. Like universal idol essence, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Would
Zero
be,
rehearsal. Yes.
Yes. You can tell we're both British. I think that would be fantastic. So say, argument's sake, you can earn 3 a month. So that would give you 36 over the year.
Yeah.
Every one of the idols, bump them up to 15 each. So you could get 2 out of 4 in the whole year free to play. You want more, hand over your cash or come first in arena. Absolutely. I think that would make a huge difference.
Matty, are you... Yeah, go for it, Matty.
At the end, I can say, all right, well, Lumitrix is fantastic, and Solvark is fantastic. We'll get onto the details of these characters later if we go down that route. But if they keep designing them in the way they keep designing them, then it looks like you're going to be spoiled for choice. Both of these characters are criminally underrated already. Solvark hasn't properly gotten out yet, and he's already like, oh well, he's mid, he's just a niche champ to do this, that, and the other. And I see a little bit more in this character than what people are giving him credit for. So absolutely, and it doesn't take much more, does it? It's 5% more, and then we're there on just fixing or making things considerably better.
And there's the thing is, I mean, again, there may be a Kabam employee listening who's like, these fools. We are rich from the idols. Like, we have no clue, right? I don't think that's the case, but that's a chance. And the other thing is, just again, if I try to put myself in their shoes, I think a person, if they earn 3 of them for free, and maybe they have like a cool synergy or some like cosmetic comes with it, they might be like, all right, dude, I'll spend $15 to get that 4th one. I'll do it. Like, it's worth it. I don't know. Just knowing people and how we are, we tend to not like to quit. And so we kind of like get, I can't think of the term. There's an investing term for it. I always forget the name of it. Okay, let's do ahead and move on, because we're actually only 15 minutes from the new E-key going live. So we may have to just push Defenders to the next podcast. This is going to be a series, by the way, y'all. This will be continued on. Let's go ahead and start talking about Prestige. Sunk cost fallacy. Thank you, CT. So let's go ahead and move on to Prestige. Now, before we just start wildly speculating and rioting, which is fun, and I do enjoy a good wild speculation, it has come to my attention literally this morning, that Kabam Crashed has made a post. It is buried deep in the forums. Like, if I had not seen it on CCP server, I would have no clue this existed. Thank you, MCoC Encyclopedia and Matty, for pointing this out. I don't enjoy reading to the crowd, so I think y'all can see it. I'm going to kind of do a bit of a synopsis here. But Crash is saying, this is on a forum post. Hello, a couple of things to consider. As I said, I'm not going to read. I'm literally reading. You know what? It's fine. Everyone's prestige drop. I think that's one of the big takeaways. It's literally everyone's. And I think Kabam has probably already learned no one likes that. Like, literally no one. I understand that it may be technically correct, but if there had been a way to do it, we talked about feel earlier, and C was talking about feel, and I was talking about feel. I talk about feel a lot. If there had been a way for things to stay the same, we're like, dude, if you could have increased everyone's prestige by 5,000 points, but ultimately changed the goalpost a little bit, that would have probably felt a lot better. They're learning, they're trying, I appreciate it. There are no reward tiers, which was shocking to me. I thought there were reward tiers. I'm one of the ones, unfortunately, going around saying reward tiers. So I apologize. I was wrong. I didn't mean to be wrong, but I was. The numbers you saw in the live stream are sample prestige numbers to demonstrate how rewards change. I do recall covering that. I live streamed the live stream, and I recall saying, like, this felt confusing. I'm going to need to experience it. But most of the rewards are turned on continuous curve. This is starting to get a little mathy for me. You guys know I'm not good with this, but I think a lot of you probably understand in ways I don't. And then some of the rewards have an end to the curve. Some of them curve beyond. A lot of stuff on curves. Curves are very important. Some of them curve beyond the top prestige in the game. This is what it mean. This is what we mean. This is what we meant by making sure the EQ rewards are never outdated again. We want them to scale as summoners do forever. They want us to be curvy, apparently. Okay. You two are smarter than me. Can you explain what I just kind of read to everybody and what you think that means for the game? And then we're going to literally go live in 13 minutes and see how big are these curves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, go on.
Matty. Okay. Point
No.
one. I was talking. I can't remember which Kabam dev it was, so I apologize. I know it was one of them that I was talking to earlier today, who said, in hindsight, it might have been better to make the new prestige score the total of your top 30 champions rather than the average. So what that would mean would be that everyone's new quote-unquote prestige would be about 1 million, roughly. Because I've seen a lot of people today say things along the lines of, my prestige has dropped from 30k to 25k. That's rubbish. I was like, well, it isn't, because everyone's has dropped down. So I think a lot of people are reacting very harshly to comparing current them to old requirements, which is, I'm going to be a bit harsh and say nonsensical.
I'm going to continue to be harsh, and, I'm going to continue to be harsh after admitting some incompetence. So you definitely won't see in my search history for the past 24 hours what is prestige, because I definitely knew what that was up until 2 days ago.
Absolutely.
But my sense of it is it's a value assigned to champions that dictates your rewards in Alliance Quest. And now it's being used to dictate rewards in other quests. Would that be a fair analysis of what prestige is?
I think the only thing you missed is that it's incredibly arbitrary.
Yep, that is perfectly correct. Okay, so I have this, right. it's completely arbitrary. Some champions have higher prestige than others. Your top five champions in terms of prestige will have the top 5 highest prestige. What do you think happens if you increase the number of champions counted by prestige to 30? Do you think it's going to stay the same, or do you think it's going to go down? I hate to sound really condescending, but if people are shocked that by increasing the number of champions counted by prestige that it's gone down, I don't know what to tell you. Your top 5 prestige is different when you go down your roster. So if I have my 30th prestige is going to be lower. Of course it's gone down by 5,000. And I absolutely second what Encyclopedia said, where he said, well, my prestige has gone down, that's terrible. Yeah, so is everybody else's. So it's, as far as I'm aware, we haven't identified any accounts where it has stayed the same or gone up. So
I would be very surprised if that is indeed the case.
If that was the case, I absolutely get it. But as of right now, from somebody who definitely didn't look up prestige 2 days ago, I am profoundly confused.
I do want to just, as a point of clarification for basically probably everyone who's not British, there's nothing you can do. You're going to sound sarcastic, okay? Just lean into it, embrace it.
Because I'm really sarcastic.
Yeah, well, there's also that. There's also the fact that it's accurate. What I pulled up here is on Counterpoint, again, phenomenal site. And don't worry, I will be getting out a video. It'll probably be the tier list video for Saturday. I think a lot of you caught on. That's what I've been doing on Saturdays. Of letting you know, dude, don't waste your rank up resources on Silver Surfer unless you just absolutely love him or you're trying to be AQ number 1. If you're not prestige number 1, there are a variety of actually good champions. As I look at this, that I'm like, I think there's a possible future where this is actually really good for us. And by us, I mean literally everyone. It'll, of course, hit whales differently than free to play and everyone in between. I'm not trying to say, like, this is great for free to play. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is over time, there's a possible future. We'll find out a lot more about it in 9 minutes now. And I saw this on my Discord server today. So many smart people there. And thank you for the feedback, guys. I'm not going to use anyone's names because I didn't say, hey, I might say your name. But a lot of people were saying, like, 1, I want to wait and see. 2, this is a massive whale. And I mean that as a compliment, okay? I don't think that's where I'm from. That's not a bad thing. Saying, one of the things that's really cool about this is one of my favorite characters is Venom. And I've taken Venom to SIG 200, or they've naturally pulled them enough. They're now actually helping my prestige. Where before, I was having to make a decision like, oh, shoot, I don't want to rank like for prestige, but I feel like I should, and I want to rank Venom. And now it's like, and I'm editorializing a lot on this one, but they're now like excited about that. And so I do think that there are some very possible positives to this. Like, I am not going to rank Eidol, okay? I think Eidol is really not good, okay? Compared to the other champions in here. And so for me to be able to rank up 30 champions to kind of have this and have something to kind of collect and do, I'm actually kind of excited about it. I do recognize, though, that if everyone today now earns worse rewards than they would have yesterday, that sucks. Do you guys see a potential, like from the free-to-play standpoint, from your experience, a actual positive being like, hey, I've got, you can just pick one from the screen at random here, like Bastion is actually one of my favorites, and MCoC Encyclopedia, you just took him during 4. Like, does that sound like a possible exciting thing to you?
So I was thinking about this earlier in preparation for this, and the conclusion I came to is that previously, so in the 5 system, a prestige outlier that was very, very high would drag your prestige up by a lot, because each champion was 20% of your prestige. Now, you have 30 champions, meaning each champion's only about 3% of your prestige. So, therefore, a negative outlier is going to drag you down much less. I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it did.
Effectively, yeah, bad champions will drag you down less now, but good champions will drag you up less now as well. So because you're averaging over a wider space, differences in prestige don't make as much difference. Like, if we look at the screen, the difference between High Evolutionary's prestige at rank 4 SIG 200 and Bastion's prestige, who's a couple below him, I don't know the exact numbers. Let's just be very clear on that. But say it's a difference of 3,000 points. Even though both champions are at the same rank, rarity, and sig level, just because arbitrary Kabam numbers, it's 3,000 point different. Again, don't know the exact numbers. Across a 5-champion system, that's 600 points per position that you would need to make up in other champions. Across 30, it doesn't really matter. So I think this does really open up the space for you to kind of rank whoever you want, because champions at 7-star or whatever rank you're targeting, so 7-star, rank 4, sig 200, they're all basically the same when you start averaging them out. What I really hope happens is that the ability to access that level moves with you. If signature stones stay at the same rarity that they are now, it's going to be very difficult to take champions up. Like the point number 1 on the screen, that everyone's prestige has dropped, that I think that opinion will be gone in a week when everyone's worked out what's going on.
Yeah.
But it really depends on the rewards in 5 minutes time.
You're making a great, Matty, I want to give you a chance here, but you make a great point too about the 6 stones, right? Like what I'm saying, like could be a positive. It's like, yeah, it's cool if you're getting 6 stones, or, I've actively talked about, I don't even do 7-star crystal openings anymore because I'm like, I'm not going to fake being excited. And they're not excited. It's so saturated for me. And so now I'm like, oh, well, actually now 7-star crystal openings are meaningful for me again, because now I care about the prestige or the sig level of my 30th champion or whatever. But that's a whale issue. That's not a moderate to free to play spending thing. Matty, please go ahead.
I'm sure there are some ways in which this is positive, but there is an awful lot of space for this not to be positive for an awful lot of people. First things first, there are now 30 slots that if you really are gunning for prestige, if you're gunning for this chase, if these rewards are anywhere close to significant, that is room for 25 new characters to be released with high prestige. So that's just space. I don't know how that space is going to be used. I'm sure, you can play with numbers and averages as much as you want. That space exists. I don't know what Kabam are going to do with it. But if I'm being brutally honest, as a free-to-play player, I do not care about champions, because we have just introduced an entirely new breed of relics that go to 7 stars. And they haven't been sold at all. So we all know what's coming. They need to flood onto the scene, and I don't, even if Kabam releases 25 new characters, all of whom have prestige like High Evolutionary, that's half the story. Because the relics are coming, and relics are going to be important.
I think I totally forgot about relics, man. For a lot of people knows, I'm still catching up. I was on a long work trip and then on vacation for a couple weeks. I'm still catching up. I literally last night, at the last second, got the relic event done. I realized I could buy them with units, which I've accumulated from level 64 and just playing and stuff like that. That's going to be a whole thing too. I think one of the things that's really going to come down to what I want to see is, I'm going to rely on you two in the chat, because I'm not going to do my speech on it now. I could not care less about prestige. I was part of the prestige chase about 5 years ago, and I went hard, on it, and it was exhilarating but insanely stressful. And then I woke up one day, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? It's a completely unfun, stressful way to play this game. And so when everyone was talking about their prestige going down, I was like, I have no clue if mine went down or up. Again, not strong in the math department. When Matty made it very clear, I should have realized it went down. And while I lament and I feel badly, and someone even said, what about those of us who've put all our resources into the top 5? Oh, you got ass, man. I'm sorry. It sucks. I'm not going to try to tell you it doesn't. It does. What I will say is, in time, try to not give whatever the term, whatever your phrase is, where you're from, try not to care about this. Use it as a tiebreaker. Even though I'm going to do a video on here's the champions you'll see me consider ranking up as a tiebreaker when it comes to prestige. As a tiebreaker. There's Yusafa, and thanks for hanging out as long as you have Yusafa. I ain't Yusafa, man. I ain't Yusafa. I ain't competing with that guy. I don't think it would go well for me if I did. And so I'm just not. I want to have fun in this game. And so my advice going forward, no matter what we see when we tune into this event quest here in a minute, is yeah, I'm not going to say it doesn't suck. It might be great. I don't know. But try, if you're enjoying the game, to not let this like be what stresses you out. That's kind of my thing. So yeah, this feels like a big thing, man. I feel like this is how I usually feel before like the massive sales when I am streaming them, which I'll be doing tomorrow. It's like I'm telling everyone, like, hold on, like, don't just jump the gun, like, don't immediately buy, don't immediately get stressed. It's kind of exciting, you know. Yeah, 30 seconds.
Wow, we're close.
You guys have anything you want to add to the 30 seconds here?
Yes, actually, I do a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
Because I was on your live stream last night when I 100% should have been asleep. But I was on your live stream last night and I saw a few people. We were arguing. There was an argument. Argument's a strong word. But people were talking about, is this good for the game or is it a cash grab? And there are people using the word cash grab, and they're not doing this to do any good. It's just a cash grab. I want to iron out something about that. And I want to point out that there will always be an element of both.
Yeah.
What judges an event, what ultimately decides if an event was good or a cash grab, is how well it performs at being good and how well it performs at being a cash grab, right? There are two aims for anything any company does. It needs to impact your product or change your product or be cool, and it needs to make you money. This obviously will make them money. That's just true. But let's see what happens. Is why we're streaming it, and it should be live now.
That's
is why we're doing this.
And I think the idea, the idea is to make it not feel like a cash grab and make it feel like a cash exchange. Money was exchanged for a good time.
I love that.
Yeah, and I'm with
It's business school wording right there.
Yeah. Hey, I may have been a lawyer in a previous life. Let's move on. What's up, B? Thanks for being. I agree with B. ¿Por qué no los todos? All right, here we are. I clicked on the button. It says adaptive difficulty quests. Adapted to you with an exclamation point. So you need to be excited about it. In these dynamic quests, the strength of your opponent and your eligible rewards scale to your player profile. Okay. Apparently hitting begin quest means begin quest. Milestone Ethereum. Great. They did mention a new currency. We needed a new currency in this game. We needed one bad.
We haven't had one for at least a few weeks.
Yeah, like I tried to do whatever. So there we go. And then elder difficulty. Are they making fun of me? Is that an age joke, man? That's not cool. And elder.
We had someone in my old alliance who was 63. I check up to see if his account's been online to make sure he's not dead. Okay, yeah. You are not the oldest.
I'm not dead yet. All right.
So thankfully, he was last online 12 hours ago. He's okay.
All right. So I think
also what they were saying about the press. When you join, it's not just begin quest means begin quest, but also once you join, your prestige gets locked for the month, relative for this event. So if you don't join today and you have 100 six stones about to expire, use them first. Do your rank. If you care about prestige rewards here, do your rank ups, do your six stones now before joining. Once you join, you can't change it until October.
So in essence, do what MCoC Encyclopedia is saying, not what I just did as someone who's sitting on the ability to rank 4 2 new champions. All right, so my top prestige is 29,996. Just to get a sense of where that is relative to everyone, because I think that's part of what we all kind of care about. We don't like to maybe admit it, but it's real. Will you guys say what your prestige is, and everyone in the chat, if you could let us know where your prestige is, and let us know.
On the game right now.
Yeah.
We can compare sizes right now.
Yeah, whip it out, please.
Yeah, whip it out, please.
Yeah.
26,243.
Okay.
Bear in mind, I just took Kindred to rank 4 Sig 200. So I'm not a popular man right now. But so person. Your rewards, please. Oh, I am, but I love Kindred. He's my baby. My baby looks weird. Please, Vega, could you just tell me how many tier 7 basics are you getting, given I'm in tier 5?
So I believe I've pulled that up correctly, and we're getting a lot in the chat. I'm seeing like 28,000, 13,000, 30,000, 27. So there is a large spread. I think the term is spread. I think this is when people use the term delta. I'm just going to sound smart. Alpha, delta, beta, delta, delta. And so tier 7 basic. If I'm reading this properly,
a little bit under half.
Yeah, 25,400.
Hang on, I'll see what poor me gets it. I'm at 25.2.
Okay, so
Wait.
I am 9,000 behind you.
You're 9,000 behind me, and your prestige was 26,000.
Yeah, so so was it 3,000 points and 9,000 tier 7 basic a month? Doesn't sound all that game breaking.
That's how that's how I'm feeling. What do you have, NC?
I'm getting more than you, despite having 4,000 prestige less. Hang on, I was on Elder difficulty. Sorry. So I get 14,100 shards.
Wait, why is yours so low? What's your prestige?
25.2. So I get a bit more than half of what you get for 4,000 prestige difference. I heard through the grapevine, I don't know if it's true, maybe chat can confirm, that anyone under about 24.5 doesn't get any T7B. That is just a rumour. Haven't had it confirmed, but I'd be curious to see if someone in chat.
Wait,
about 24.5.
Something's not making sense to me then. And this is like a semantics thing. I don't like it. You guys know I love Crash, okay? We all make mistakes, and maybe I'm making one right now. But this sounds like reward tiers. No? Or
Well, that's exactly what it is. You hit a button, it goes from 5 to 6, and there are different rewards. If you plot it on a graph, it will be a line.
Continuous.
Yeah, it'll be continuous, but that's true for anything if you have a big enough set. So that's...
If you press the little plus button next to the 8 out of 15, Vega, you'll see that it says, this is how much... Yeah, well, no, it even gives you, this is how much more you will get, but this is how much more prestige you require. It tells you.
Well, so the problem is you guys are being so literal about the term tiers. This is more what we like to call levels. Or like floors in a hotel. Like you wouldn't say, you don't get on an elevator and say, take me to the 14th tier, do you? No, you say, take me to the 14th floor, cool, right? Yeah. So this is more like floors in a hotel than it is tiers.
Wow.
Now I'm understanding why the word curve was used so much in that post. There's like, these are curves, baby.
What's the maximum expected? So what's tier 15 then? What's the maximum expected prestige that anyone theoretically could have?
It's 31,840.
If Yusafa's still here, I think that's the highest prestige I saw at 34,000.
The game lets you go up to 40,000 for tier 15.
Even then, it doesn't look all that bad. There is nothing in here that cannot be gained through a little bit of moolah. Like there's like this looks to me worth about 30 quid a month.
To be honest, I'm not bad. I'm okay with that.
No, I'm okay with that. That looks absolutely fine.
And I'm sure people are going to be irritated. Just in case you're not, I don't know how familiar you guys are with one of the things with live streaming, guys, is keep in mind this is live. Like, let everyone, if Matty or NC in like 20 minutes is like, actually, hold on, I've noticed something. Give them the space to do that, okay? Wait, there's something else. There's an offer right now.
Shocker.
Build your own.
Not the champion.
There's a build your own shocker. Yeah.
What is the glowing? I don't.
What is it? Oh wow! Whoa! This offer's serious, guys. This isn't just a 20 quid offer, guys. This is I don't even know what currency that is. It's for the purple tickets.
We didn't go anywhere. I just am resetting the game. I can't see the offer.
It's a Heatwave Builder Bundle. It gives you 2024 Champion Selector, Tier 7. You can get 2 Tier 7 basics. You can get a Titan Nexus or 2 7-star Nexuses and a guaranteed 3 to 4 generic. It's paid for by the purple things. The what's it called? Daily special stamps. If you have 150 of them.
What the heck?
Oh yeah, that's my thought. But that's my thought every day, so that's not new.
Yeah,
But-
which random currency are we using for this one?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I've never cared less about this.
It's an offer. I've never looked.
Okay, do you two want to like investigate this offer, or do you want to go back to this prestige thing, or did the prestige thing feel done?
I would love to go back to the prestige thing, and in fact, I am actually going to, while I'm here, I'm going to deploy all of my skills that I learned from online school to play through whatever I can while engaging with a video call. So we have the first quest, and
Yeah, what sort of power level and so on are you looking for? Because as far as I'm aware from the stream and so on, there's normal level where you get the basic stuff, and there's Elder, which is meant to be hard. But what have you come across, Matty?
Classic, and this has the first Daredevil has 840,000 health.
Spicy.
Yeah, this is spicy, and the nodes.
Yeah, have we got any nasty nodes?
It looks like mutant nodes. Seeing red, biohazard, standard monthly quests.
Standard node set.
Hey guys, actually, wait.
Just bring it on slot and win.
Hold on. I do think we should put a pause in the prestige thing because this offer is massive.
That's a big one.
And it's up for 60 days. This offer is crazy, Gav.
Yikes.
Purple things. I have
The
naught.
daily cards. You can use them to get stamp selectors and things in the featured item store.
Yeah, so do you and I'm not trying to be condescending here. Are you familiar with the daily stamps, like what that even is?
It's not
No.
condescending. I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. So I don't typically buy daily deals. I mean, you guys can see it literally right here. If I do, it's just to kind of get to like the next thing. I'm impatient and want to open a Titan or something, or I obviously bought a few to get Solvark. Literally, I think like 2 or 3. If I do it, I definitely do it through the web store. I'm just gonna say the elephant in the room. If you do that, please use my my code of Vega lowercase or MCoC Encyclopedias. What's your code, bud?
MCoC because I don't trust anyone to spell encyclopedia.
Yeah, there's a lot of letters. I know I would butcher it too.
I get it wrong, and it's my username to a lot of things.
Yeah, is it also your password? Could you tell us the password as well? That would be helpful.
No.
Oh, okay. It was worth a shot. So you buy these daily deals or these monthly deals, which I will eventually, or maybe I pass them, and they come with. Like, here's the Paragon monthly special. Okay, I'm saying it because it's on the screen. You get 4 of these cards. You can see I have 5 of them. I honestly don't remember. And what you used to do is you would turn them in. Where do you turn them in?
There's a featured item store, so I'm peering at the screen like someone with spectacles.
Yeah, that's what
I'm trying to understand how this works.
That's what I say. Is like I wasn't trying to be sarcastic. I was like, there's a chance you guys literally don't even know what this is. So
We have no idea.
and I don't.
I don't know.
So okay, so I had 5 of them, right? And you get 4 from buying that monthly deal. You would go to this store that says store, and then you could trade 7 of them in, and you would have your choice of. Well, no, that's not it.
That's the proven one.
Yeah, I should go to the Valiant.
Nice rewards.
This, which is like none of these are crazy. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, but like whatever. But now, if you save up 150 of them, and you've got 2 months to do it,
Is this just a track?
yeah, that's
You
essentially
have to
what.
log in every day
To make your own track.
to make your own track.
Yeah. Okay.
These are
Someone at Kabam just like confused two emails. They got merged together. Someone received this and went, "Oh my god, this man's a genius."
okay. I just wanted to. I wanted to.
Really good idea, guys.
I wanted to wrap our heads around that. Guys are saying the people are saying this is about $750. I have not done the math on it.
Yeah, someone had to do the math. Someone had to. So I will just say very quickly, while we're working out this, I do love the reactions from two free-to-play players. Like we finally get the opportunity, like on a live stream with 300 people finally see what it's like to be a free-to-play player, just reacting to this in real time. Just the amount of "oh" and "ah" is.
What is a stamp?
Yeah.
What is this currency that other people definitely know about but might as well be Greek to us?
These stamps you're referring to. And, I should have said, I can't believe I didn't say it early on. We had so many technical difficulties. The links to both these guys' channels is in the description. I'm sure you're familiar with both of them, and I'm sure you're subscribed to both of them. But if on the off shot you're not, hit that up in the description. I think let's move back onto the prestige thing, because this deal is going to take a while for me to. Right now, I feel like, okay, like if people are buying the daily deals, and I know people buy them, and if they're buying them up and they have the ability to go to get this, I'm like, okay, like that's added value to someone who's like, it feels like a way for them to guarantee what they're getting, and it I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't feel overly good or bad. It's not going to make me, I don't think, start buying daily deals, but we'll see. And then you heard what these two guys are saying. So, okay. Let's go back to the EQ here now. How do you see the rewards for the Elder difficulty?
So when you press, there's just Elder at the top.
You press the button.
Yeah. It's about 50% more by the looks of it.
Is it? It's not all that insane. If I move from classic to Elder, I get 30. I get 37,000. Oh wait, hang on. No, I get 50, and then. Oh wait, no. Actually, maybe I don't know. I don't know. Some things look like a bigger change than others. I think the Titans go up quite a lot. But
so maybe more fragments on the classic and shards on the Elder.
Yes, that makes yes. And I mean there are more fragments on the Elder, but it doesn't look like that much bigger. I don't know.
So here's something that also does this track with your understanding of it? Is as I'm increasing the prestige option here, the rewards aren't changing. Oh no. Just the tier 7 basic isn't changing.
The tier 7 basic isn't chasing, and I really like that. Because that is if you have enough skill, because the whole point of Elder is that it challenges your roster at your current level. So it's almost like the classic, but one tier higher is what your Elder looks like. And if that amount of tier 7B stays continuous, that allows people that gives you a good way of ranking champions. I quite like that.
Notice you guys were the ones that reminded me that relics now play into our prestige too. That's what I was thinking. That is a lot. A 20,000 difference to go from my prestige, which is almost directly in the middle, to the highest one possible. I mean, that's not feeling. Honestly, right now I'm like, this doesn't feel bad. But I don't feel like the chat's saying it does either.
I will.
Yeah, please do.
I will. Because, because I made a whole video on this, and I'll be damned if I don't add to it. The defensive use of someone like, let's say, where's the tough relic? All right, so this is physical resistance, 7-star. Here, what do we have? Physical resistance. It adds 26.25% physical resistance on the tough relic, so that's in the science class. So let's say that I'm putting that on a high evolutionary. That immediately looks quite nasty, but this is the one I'm worried about. Where is the cosmic one? Is there a cosmic one with armor? Oh no, wait, no, it's the mystic one. Okay, well that's not so bad. But there is Enchantress, and there's someone like Serpent, and I question how much of this they saw coming when we've designed the latest 5 out of 5 defenders. Like, because I imagine well, I'm skeptical to the fact that Serpent passed tuning with any sort of nodes whatsoever. I'm very skeptical to the fact that Serpent passed tuning when we add in 30% of anything defensively. What are we thinking about these? I know this is about prestige, but the byproduct of prestige is that actually things get a lot nastier. I'm start ranking these guys up.
Yeah, no. So the chat is saying they feel that lower than 27%. It's a lot lower. And I'm not. I want to get back to what you're saying, Matty. But MCoC Encyclopedia, isn't that kind of what you said earlier? Is that there actually was a level where if you got below it, your rewards did seem materially different. Is that accurate?
So what I heard earlier was that below a certain threshold, you got none. I'm glad to see that is not the case when it comes to tier 7B. That if you are valiant and your prestige is effectively naught, you will still get access to. There is no level where you get none of a given thing. Like you always get at least one of every crystal, one of every fragment, and it'll be thousands of every fragment and so on. But even if you go all the way down to the bottom prestige level, you still get some of everything. And some things don't change.
And
at least according to the numbers on them.
Do we know how you access Elder? Like, is the only thing you have to do to get to Elder is beat the Classic?
It's one completion of Classic difficulty.
That's literally it.
To the live stream.
So
yeah,
you could
we are also forgetting that the Ethereon rewards that come from all of this as well unlock milestones. So there are more rewards floating around. What they are and how you get them, I don't know. Maybe have those come up in the milestones section? I'm pretty sure Ethereum goes on milestones.
I have no idea.
To open up my game, that would have been smart.
I think we're all just looking at the game now.
Yeah.
Yes. So if actually, Vega, you've got it on screen. If you press the rewards milestone bottom in the bottom left, you can see that there's more stuff here, and it's not overly spicy to begin with. But as you start scrolling up, there is tier 7B, there is refined XP, there are 6 stones. Again, nothing crazy, but it is all there.
Does prestige?
So yeah,
does prestige
is on the track?
Does prestige influence this at all?
I don't. Oh, hang on, I don't know. Okay, what's your top one? Given you're nearly there, I'll compare it with mine.
Okay.
Yours is lower than mine. How does that? Oh, hang on. No, that says your top 30 prestige is 21,000 Vega, which I'm pretty sure it isn't.
Did they lowered my prestige? I think.
No, that might be because you're on. Yeah, if you have to go back to your one.
Yes. Well, the answer is yes. Then it is.
The answer is yes. Then that those then also do scale with prestige. So it looks like it all scales. You can really tell we know what we're doing for this.
Well, I mean, this is why, like, the first look stuff is. Keep in mind it's first look, and also why we saved the prestige conversation to the end is we didn't want to start in the beginning and just wildly speculate forever. We wanted to wildly speculate now.
Hang on, sorry. Do you get any tier 7B on your top one?
Yeah, wait. Why does it feel like it got worse? That can't be right.
Do you have?
You didn't get very many. There are some though. It's all there.
Where is it?
No, I have tier 7B in my 30 out of 30.
Is it maybe as well? Is it maybe lower? No, that's only
I've got 200 at the 28 section.
I wonder if
28 section. I've got 2,700.
Look at the 27, 26. I'm wondering if it's actually lower in the tier.
Oh, yours is front loaded.
Yeah, or the curve. It's lower in the curve.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah, my peak is at 24 out of 30.
Okay,
that's when I get the most in one go.
Oh, me too.
You get twice as much as me.
Okay,
then I get 5.5.
So I don't have to go as far because of my prestige.
Yes, but the 24 out of 30 is exploration of classic, so that's the most important thing. Elder's a bonus.
I think that is exactly what it's meant to be, which is if you fully explore classic, your rewards are good. If you have some spare time, spare revives maybe, have a look at the Elder version.
Yeah.
Which will forevermore be known as the Vega version.
Gav, people are saying these health pools are nuts. Was that the 7-star relic shards in the 30? Yes. Good point, PWF. The other thing this is just my first take. I'm going to go out and say it. You guys want to murder me in the chat? Go for it. Is my first take on this, now that we've done this, talking to these two guys, is for your free and lower to spend. I think this is better than Kabam usually makes it for y'all. That's my sense. I didn't say it was great. I didn't say it was even good. I said it feels better than I think things typically are. Can you tell me that's immediately wrong? Because if it is, I'd like to know before I say that anymore.
I will make one observation.
Yeah.
Well, it's got two halves. These rewards look nicer, and don't forget, they come around every month. So if you look at them going, as a one-off, that's pretty... but they come around every month. However, there is something noticeably missing that I know Kabam have commented on. And I know they'll be coming back somewhere.
Yeah.
Where have all the units gone?
Oh, wait, I thought they were in there.
Oh.
No, they're going to the daily quests.
They are going to the daily quest.
Yeah.
But I don't know when that starts.
Don't worry about that. I'm just kidding. That it starts on...
Don't worry about it. Just think about it.
Just...
Okay, I'm cool.
Those aren't the units you're looking for. Those are going live, no joke. I have it on the calendar. That's what I'm looking at. Monday, August 8th. Seriously.
August. I've got a long way to wait.
I'm sorry. September. I'm old, man. Dementia has set in. Yeah.
That's fine then. They've moved, so that does mean we're going to have to come in and grab them rather than me just burning auto farm energy, but so be it.
Oh, energy. Well, the only thing I'll say is this is good. This is certainly better than Kabam normally do. But with this change, like always, Money Man is like Terminator. He'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be back. We have a beast in waiting with relics and with future champion release and prestige. It's all there. The stage is set. Enjoy it while it lasts. That's my ominous warning.
Which is good. Someone's got to provide it. I do want to answer this. Again, a lot of chat. Do I think Kabam will make change and hear out feedback? Yes. Well, I think they will hear feedback. I think they're also going to look at their numbers. Are people engaged? Are people playing it? Or is this creating the logins and the playing that they are hoping for? That's a sign for them that people are actually like enjoying it or wanting to do it. And so I think that combined with feedback, I'm sure as soon as this stream's over, let me rephrase that. I'm sure people are actively giving them feedback already in CCP. They're probably watching the stream, to be honest. They're probably watching other streams and seeing how that's going to go. And so, yeah, I think, because again, remember, and this isn't defending Kabam, this is explaining Kabam. This is a live service game. And so they are going to try things and then iterate on it based on the behaviors that we show. And so, kind of like Matty's saying, is here's the thing, right? Like, let's say this is, just for argument's sake, this is really good for low spend and no spend. And so good that your, no, I'm not going to use his name because that's not fair in this example. Your whales out there are like, well, shit, why am I doing this then, man? I'm spending to like get an advantage, to get through it quicker, to get the better rewards. Like, what the hell? Then they'll titrate it a little bit because they need all of us. They need and want, not all, but as much of that pie as they possibly can get, right? We're now pie. We're delicious.
I would also like to make a retraction.
Yeah.
I found some units.
Where?
There are units in the rewards, and there are also little chests that, by the looks of it, give you all of the rewards from the lower difficulties, which may or may not, I cannot say, include units.
I'm being taunted into actually doing the quest. Do we want to do that? We've actually gone an hour and a half already, guys. It has flown by.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I have a little teaser. If we want to move Defenders to the next episode, I do have a little speech I can give.
Why don't we do Defenders for like 5 minutes, and then we'll end like the podcast portion of this, and then I'll. You guys see what time it is? I don't know if I'm gonna have time to play. Let's do Defenders for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Here we go.
Matty.
Right.
Yeah.
Go.
Ready
Go.
now.
Right. I've brought my rolling pin. It's with me. Although I'm not talking about Dark Phoenix, so I won't have to use it. Okay, so the idea of a gateway defender, to the ladies and gentlemen watching this, is basically an idea that I came up with in a recent video, which is, I'm going to shamelessly plug this, a 2025 champion design critique. And I said that instead of just splat bam introducing the new meta defender, we have a gateway defender. We have someone who locks out the mechanics that we don't want while enticing the mechanics that we do want, that doesn't completely screw over anybody else who's in between. Now, this is a cool idea, and I haven't seen it done anywhere else, so I think it's cool. But I want to put out a word of warning, because before we obviously came on here, Vega proposed it as one of the topics, and I obviously want to talk about my video. But there's a very good reason why in that video I introduced it for Yelena Belova. It is a very much a Yelena Belova-centric idea. So the reason for that is because there is such a clear-cut transition in the mutant class from prowess to daunted. And while I believe we are seeing a mass shift of RPG requirements across the board, the transition from prowess to daunted is made very, very clear with Yelena Belova. So what Yelena does is it comes in and says, I'm going to cap your attack rating, so please give me daunted. Kabam knock on your door with their equivalent of a rolling pin and say, give me your daunteds or else. And when you add in difficult node combinations, and that's quite nasty. The idea, if you are going to make such a stark transition, is to lock out prowess champions. In the video, I did this really, really easily with a safeguard that triggers on special attacks, while enticing daunted characters by reducing the potency of said safeguard by daunted, while also not locking everybody else out. So there are tens of hundreds of champions who are also severely disadvantaged against Yelena Belova, particularly when certain nodes are involved, like the ones we've seen in Gladiator Circuit, like Invade, like Ebb and Flow Knockdown, Obstinate Charge. There are lots of these. However, I want to give a word of warning when we try and implement this widespread. So this is a good idea, but as a bit of a teaser for next time, I think it's an idea that needs development. Because another thing that I think quite a lot of free-to-play players are going to get angry about is just how many defenders or defensively challenging champions have come out in 2025. No matter what we do, we cannot escape dual threats or bad champions, just in general. I lack the words. Bad champions. So if suddenly I come out of the gates advocating for another defender, actually I'm making the problem worse. So the issue is that it's only ready if we are willing to change the way we design the filler champions. If champions like Lumitrix and Solvark were great without being the defensive maestros that they are as well. Well, they're not maestros, but the defensive challenges that they are as well. If Nika Minoru didn't start with her buff immunity, if Jean Grey didn't play baff around pretend times with her reverse controls, if Spider-Woman wasn't Spider-Woman. So I heard Vega, obviously when he first proposed this, talked about ramping into Zola. It's not as simple as just adding in another defender. So that's my word of warning, and I want to set up some future discussion on editing this idea, because it's not done. The idea is not done, but it is good for Yelena, I believe. I'm done.
Okay, good. Now we can go. I'm glad I had him muted that whole time. He just was really going on. I want to shout out Gab. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I see it, and I want you to get proper credit. So I'm going to put your name up on the next stream, so it's up there for a much longer duration. Thank you. So I have a question for you, Matty. On this is one of the things I've been saying this forever, or, in the internet term of the word forever, is. I understand that, and I think Serpent's the one that's easiest to use for me, is I understand you need to create design space. Do you need to create all the design space in one champion? And so that's why I actually like Jean Grey as a defender, but I like her as a defender where Serpent and Yelena don't exist. I like a lot of I call them like little defenders, like little baby defenders, you know, like Red Skull, like Jean Grey is phenomenal. I think Lumitrix is great, and I think if they're the only ones, then I really like it. Just and because I want to make sure how much I understand you is, if you could hypothetically remove Yelena and Zola and Serpent, would you then be okay with these little baby defenders, as I'm calling them?
Yeah, and just to make something clear, if I did have access to the Kabam servers, you better know the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking scissors to the wires in charge of Serpent and Yelena. Right, that's the first thing. You let me in there, I'm breaking in with my mask on and everything, and I'm taking the scissors to whatever is creating these crimes. Basically, yes, that's absolutely correct. But when you look at 2025 champion design as a whole, it's... I used the phrase in the video, uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Because you know something's wrong. It feels wrong. Everybody feels, most people feel that there's something badly wrong. But you look at every single piece and you're like, why isn't that wrong? And it's this idea of context that kills champion design right now. So yeah, it is about, we can make really positive change with defenders. Defenders are really, really useful for everybody, for Kabam, for us, but it's about what you want out of the champions that are not designated defenders, and how far you want to go with a single defender. So yes, if you could hypothetically remove Serpent, bring me 2 more, but make them not Serpent.
Yeah, just not.
I'm going to jump in there and go. And
Please.
again, I know we've run out of time, but I'm actually going to disagree with you on that point. That having Serpent grade defenders does not help Kabam. Specifically, doesn't help them in designing their own content. If you go to the event quest right now, this is hypothetically, but if you go to the event quest now, or any of the story from like 9.2, 9.1, you will not see, again, you might see one, I'm English, I'm exaggerating, you will not see a single 5 out of 5 defender on the paths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll see an old one. You'll see an old one.
You'll see an old one. You will see a Korg, you will see a
like,
Thing, you will see an Ebony Maw.
Exactly. Countered beyond belief sort of stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But you will not, like, a Tuma is probably the hardest defender at base in the entire Crucible that's just dropped.
Yeah.
I know no one can remember them all, but at a rough pass, if you removed all of the nodes, I would say a Tuma is the toughest defender.
Yeah.
And a Tuma to most people right now is, ooh, that's a problem. I need to bring something. It's not a...
Let me get my Shuri. Let me get my Onslaught.
Yeah, exactly.
On his way to being counted beyond belief.
Yeah. And I have much more to say about that, but for another time.
Yeah, I think like I think this could be a whole next podcast. Like, I think it's good that we filled an hour and a half and it flew by, for me at least. And we've got to talk about defenders a little bit. It's just, I think it's also good that we're kind of timely and we talked about prestige and all these things. Matty, I see you. I want to let go. I know.
You mentioned the word defender and like my eyes start switching.
Like if I was at the horse races, I would bet on you. That's the horse I want. I want the horse that's like, I want out. He's gonna yeah.
Spew my script for 10 minutes.
Whoa. There's a family stream.
Oh, no. Yeah. Gripped.
Go for it, Matty. Do it. Let's go for it.
You want me to do the 10 minute? I think I only have one other piece prepared. That's it.
Let's sign off, and then Matty, you sign off how you'd like to, and
lazy champion design. You asked me about it.
Oh,
definitely
shoot.
Not practicing in front of the bathroom mirror. That's not what I do.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Is MCoC Encyclopedia, do you need to get going, man? I know it's a lot later where you're at than where I'm at.
Yeah, preferably.
Okay.
So I'm more than happy to release Matty next time.
Yeah.
Release
Matty,
baby.
Hold on to it. This is like this. Consider this the first time Thanos was in a post-credit scene. for the MCU.
I sometimes feel like that.
Yeah,
because
so-
I get aggressive sometimes when
Yeah.
I talk about
No,
Defenders.
no, but
I do feel like I'm turning around. Like this is gonna be fun.
I mean more for the hype. We're setting up the next one, man. People are going to want to tune in for this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm warming myself up. I've got my rolling pin. It's here.
I'm gonna. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome as usual. Again, I'm trying to work on this. I got some really good feedback on the last, and I will admit the last Illuminati podcast, it was really fun, but I did feel like I think we're getting a little self-indulgent at times because we really all enjoy each other's company and stuff like that. So this one, it's just three of us. I appreciate you all chatting and letting us bounce some ideas off and having a good back and forth while also following pretty close to the format we had intended. We'll, of course, keep continuing on. If you've enjoyed this, could you share it? Could you like it? That sort of thing. People aren't typically going to YouTube for hour and 40-minute content. Make sure you subscribe to MCoC Encyclopedia and to Matty, of course, here. Thank you to the 2 stars of the show here at MCoC Encyclopedia and Matty. And thank you, Gap, for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to go Matty first, then MCoC Encyclopedia to sign us out.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. I know I reached out. I sent that email, but I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous coming on here, and it's just been really great being able to talk to you guys. It's been really enjoyable. So, and thanks to everybody who is asking questions and chatting. It's been fantastic. I can't wait to do it again.
Thank you. And we'll see you next time.
I want to go out on that because it was so good, but
No,
I can say it again if you'd like.
Yeah,
I'll lean in even closer.
I need you to do it because I just saw that Akbar is streaming. Guys, you like really smart players who they're just really smart players. They're awesome guys, really smart players. Go check out Akbar, please. Let's do a Counterpoint raid, but let them know it's Matty, MCoC Encyclopedia, and Vega sending you all that way. Really, really cool dude. Go check him out. Let's get him more views. He does the write-ups, just phenomenal. Okay, now, thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. NC, take us out, dude.
Thank you. And we'll see you next time.